So my name's James Watts. We're with the CakePHP core interviews, and this is Mark Scherer, also known as dereuromark. So Mark, how did you first get involved with open source?
It was in my, maybe I was 16, 17 and I did some vanilla PHP, and I just programmed private things, and at some point I looked at frameworks and I realized that I can actually do it much faster. Rapid development is one of the Cake features, or the core features of Cake. The same thing I did before, over and over again, I could just do in a clean approach with Cake, and this way I got it done way faster than before, and it also was a lot of fun to work with. So that's how I came to work with Cake and to contribute to this open source framework.
And how did you get involved with the project as a core developer? What was the path you took to get there?
Well, first you just use it. Like, there's a documentation and you follow it, and whatever you just use, whatever you need, you just usually find this at some place. But at some point you reach a point where you have to maybe create something yourself, or enhance some of the methods that are already available, or maybe even find some issues and bug you have to fix. And those are usually the first points where you actually look into the core a little bit more deeply, and you try to put all that into like a pull request for GitHub, and then you tell the framework, the people that work mainly in the core, hey, there's something that needs to be done here, and they review it, and if they think it makes sense, it's going to be in either as a bug fix in the current version, or as a feature in the next major or minor release. So that was like my first approaches, how I got involved into the core as a framework. And from there on I tried to be more involved and to get into the whole matter a little bit more deeply.
So basically you just contributed more and more, and it got to the point where it was like, okay, Mark, you're doing a lot, right. Do you want to get more involved more closely?
Right, yeah, it's not like just something that happens overnight, but it's a process, and from what you do and from what you contribute, everyone, because it's public, everyone can see what your actions are and what you actually have done so far for the framework, and that's also something they evaluate from what you did so far. And
so they can see your merit as being a core developer. It's not like a backdoor.
Right, and also there's no such line between like a normal member and a core member. I mean, the lines is kind of blurry because we usually do mainly the same thing.
Right.
Tickets with bug fixes or no features, but as a core member you have a little bit more responsibility, because as such you review code from others and you like merge it into the core. So you have to be more careful, of course. You have to talk with others. Hey, is it a good way to go? Right. And so you have like more like a reviewing state of that. But still, it's not. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a two-level system. It's more like one community.
Is everyone working together? So So what would you say the relationship is between the CakePHP project and the community around it? I mean, how much do these two entities rely upon each other?
Well, a lot. The community itself can't exist without the CakePHP core and what it evolved into over the time, and the other way around, of course. I mean, with just like one or two people, it's never going to be what it is today.
Right.
It was a community effort, and so many people contributed to it and made it what it is today.
So how would you encourage people out there in the community, which probably use CakePHP quite a bit, probably professionally, maybe even personally, how would you encourage them to get more involved? How would you get them more into contributing rather than just using?
Yeah. Well, for me, it always was if you use it a lot, you automatically have to contribute. I mean, for me, it was like they can rely on each other. Because if you use it a lot, you always find some edge case or some new feature that makes sense to have in the core. But of course, if you use it on a basis where you don't reach that point, you can still get involved. You can go into the IRC channel. There's many people you can talk to. You can check out any of the tickets that have been recently added. You can look at those. If there's something, hey, that makes sense, maybe I can help pushing that forward, or at least adding some comment about why that would be helpful or not, whatever. You can also look at the past tickets and look if those are the directions you see it go, and yeah, I mean, there are so many ways you can interact. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Mark. So this is Mark Scherer, also known as dereuromark, and we're done.